The law of emancipation basically has to do with realization that is creative in more of a conscious sense than the law of individuation. With individuation, there's the sense that time is flowing backwards somehow, that like there's some kind of singularity that's kind of, pulling you towards it, and you have to make yourself available to kind of serve it and, find out what the meaning is of what you're doing, kind of when it's all over. The Owl of Minerva or whatever. With emancipation, it's really more about having a clear sense of wanting to achieve something in your mind, and then organizing time and space in such a way that it kind of progressively unfolds. And that doesn't mean that I think that the initial idea stays fixed, because the initial idea will evolve, as feedback from the process is sort of collected and incorporated. So this is more of maybe like, I guess, the march of reason, like individuation is kind of the march of unreason, and emancipation is the march of reason. And there's a personal and existential version, which is, really, it's really significant, like finding kind of the resource within oneself to see what's possible and what's not possible, and let go of desires for things that are impossible and illusory, and work with what you can do, and maintain a kind of positive and magnanimous energy, and then determine what resources are needed and how to access them, what knowledge is needed, and basic stuff, kind of like planning a series of steps, and then trying to take them, and then kind of like the uncanny element in it is, I think, like kind of creative deliberation during the process, because one is always at a juncture. There's always multiple situations unfolding that one is embedded in, that you have a choice about where to turn your attention, and you have to act without being sure what the outcome of your action will be, and you can kind of keep track. So there's intuitive insight is a part of it, but it's like more of a supporting role. But then there's the larger sense of emancipation on, I guess, the sort of social collective level. And this kind of goes back to having a theory of history, which I was talking about in a previous video. There seems to be a process of emancipation unfolding through history, through reason, and the ideals of freedom and equality have served the expansion of rights to more and more human beings, people with subjectivity and awareness and concern. So, from like, dominant people in society to minorities of various kinds, or just people who kind of weren't even really seen before, and that takes for granted that there are legal rights in the first place, which is a very it took a lot of history, it took a lot of bloodshed and complex thinking and negotiation to ever arrive at individual rights, for anybody at all.